Hi, and welcome to another Hopper video. This is a Hopper 6502 video. It's an intro to a playlist about how to get up and running on 6502 8-bit CPU with Hopper and the 6502 assembler, a Hopper 6502 assembler, but specifically running on these RetroShields from 8-bit Force. You can buy them on Tindy. It's a pretty effective way of getting up and running. So the way it works is you put your retro CPU on a little shield like this, and then you plug it into your Arduino device, and like that. And the Arduino device will provide the RAM and the ROM. So the CPU doesn't know that it's not running on a real board. It's getting its RAM and ROM from here. In the case of Hopper, it's getting its timer peripherals, so milliseconds and delay and stuff. And it's also getting a serial port out of there, a simulated serial port. So I simulate like an old Motorola serial port chip. You can do it on this board, which is the one that's on the screen, the one that's sitting here in the browser. It's an adapter that is the same footprint as an Arduino Mega, but it's got a Teensy running on it, and the Teensy is running at 600 megahertz, which is pretty fast for an Arduino device. The sort of cheaper alternative is this, which is I've got an Arduino Mega clone here from DF Robot. It'll run at 16 megahertz, and you'll only have about 6K of RAM available for. It doesn't have very much RAM on it, but you can do it that way too. So anyway, my preferred way to get a more functional board is to get a Teensy and to get a RetroShield with a 6502 on board. Right now, the 6502s that 8-bit Force is shipping are the original MOS 6502, which are quite rare, as opposed to the Western Digital one. I got my boards pre-built. You can solder them together yourself as well, but mine came already done. I was just lazy. And he doesn't charge much for that, and I wanted to support him. So you can buy them as kits. So you can either buy as kits, or you can buy pre-assembled. What does he charge for assembly? $10 for assembly, on top of the $18 for the device, so 28 if you. Yeah. Anyway, and then also in addition to this adapter for your Teensy, you're going to need a Teensy. I'll put links in the description as to where this hardware comes from. Oh, I went to the wrong place there. Let's go back to 8-bit Force. And you're going to need a RetroShield, and the one we're looking at right now is the 6502 one here. So, you're going to get your RetroShield from him as well, which has just really got a 6502 and some. He'll solder on even if you do your own assembly, it'll come with the surface mount components already on it. So all you have to do is put in the socket, I reckon, and the LED. Yeah, it says they're out of stock right now. That's interesting. But who knows, when you're watching this video, they'll probably be back. Anyhow, this playlist will have a lot of short videos on it, like how to install Hopper on Windows to get up and running, and then how to compile the Hopper runtime, which is written in using my 6502 assembly toolchain in Hopper, how to compile that and how to get it flashed onto your Arduino device. And then there'll be a little Hello World video to how to get your first Hopper program up and running on your 6502. And then another video about how you can get your first 6502 assembler program up and running on your 6502. And then there'll be an in-depth video describing the features of my Hopper 6502 assembler toolchain. It's not conventional assembler. It's a little bit more friendly and powerful, and lots of features in my assembler. And then there'll be a little bit of an in-depth video, and then I've got some internal stuff as well, like what do I mean by the Hopper minimal runtime, which is what I've got running on this. Anyhow, that's what the playlist's all about, and there'll be links on this closing screen to the next one to watch. One word of caution. The very first time that you flash your firmware to your Hopper, to your Arduino device, you need to not power up your Arduino device with a retro CPU plugged in until you have the firmware on the board, because who knows what the default I/O pin outputs are going to be, and it might not be fun. So if they're you might do some damage to either the Arduino board or the CPU board if you don't already have the RetroShield firmware on your Arduino. Very good. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of the videos.